You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnny and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 114.
114! I am Ralph, a.k.a. Ralph Abernathy.
There you go. B. Mike Bandit here, always, forever. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast. Instagram is Oversat, the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast, and our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Minder Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON, 2 underscores, the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at me. My guy. Another week.
Yeah, no,
We're here. How you feeling?
The dedication, yeah. I'm feeling great, man. Happy 4th of July to whoever's listening.
July 10th. That's what I'm referring to today as from now on. This is the Juneteenth 2.0. Independence Day is no more.
Okay.
Ralph doesn't care.
I don't. But no. Shout out to whoever. If you celebrate, just be safe, man. That's all I care about for real. But no, man, I'm in great spirits. Everything is good. Me and the wife, man, had a DIY project, which is like, it was crazy. We had to like change the wooden slats and stuff on our bed. It was just like we had to go to Home Depot, get all this stuff, man. It was a lot, fam.
Yeah, man.
I'm just happy it's over with.
But, hey, listen, when you move into a house, that's going to be constant. So,
drill bits and all gotta
be prepared,
stuff, man. And I'm like,
let me tell you something.
I am not Bob the Builder. I cut on YouTube.
Listen, I'm not either. But YouTube University is both. Listen,
YouTube teach you a lot, man.
You could probably build a car from watching shit on YouTube. So yeah, man. I'm good though. I want to shout out Brittany. She's the writer of Confessions of a Pop Culture Freak. Make sure you check that out on oversatthepod.com. But she was my partner on this game show on Facebook this past week, and we actually won. So we going to like the semifinals in a few weeks. So I want to shout Brittany out because she was killing that shit.
Yeah, so, Brittany knows shit. This guy.
That's why I asked her to be my partner. Listen, in the beginning I was killing shit, and toward the end when I started lacking, she picked that shit up, and semifinals in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not mistaken. So
okay,
I'll put that out there. So shout out to Brittany, man. That's pretty much it. The work was nuts last week. Like I was busy as hell.
Man,
listen,
I don't discuss
it was bad.
Anymore.
It was bad.
It is what it is. What we doing off the dome, bro?
Let's do it.
You go first, bro.
All right, cool. So I was actually thinking about this today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a movie that you really like where the plot is trash? What's your favorite movie where the plot is just horrible?
I don't know if this counts because it's based on a true story, but I like. Okay, I'm choosing my words here. I like the Notorious movie because I enjoy the guy that played, Biggie. But the movie is horrible, if that makes sense. I don't know. That doesn't answer your question, though, I don't think.
Because, the plot is Biggie's life. Sorry to say his life is true.
Possibly.
Okay. I mean, well, that's... if you feel that way, that's your opinion. So I'm not mad at it.
The plot is trash. Okay, Pootie Tang. I hate Pootie Tang is a trash movie, but I enjoy watching it. There we go.
No, that's real. Did you ever watch the movie Bright on Netflix with Will Smith?
I don't watch Will Smith movies no more.
Oh damn, that's wild. Well, I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. but the plot was terrible and it was highly predictable. I predicted the movie in the first 10 minutes, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. It just was a terrible story. I don't know.
We'll need to stop taking them films, bro.
I feel like that's how I'm gonna feel about Fast 9. Shout out to John Pate. He was on last week's episode. But yeah, like I go into a Fast and Furious movie knowing that the plot is going to be terrible, but I'm gonna watch it because that's the type of action I want to see. So
But yeah, I just hate when Hollywood A-listers keep taking movies like, hey man, that ain't the one, bro.
That's not keeping him. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not keeping him in shape. Acting wise.
I guess.
No, okay. All right. I tried to shoot him some bail, but he been going through it lately the last few years. Ralph not having it.
Poor guy. Like I would take. You know what? I would take Bright 2 to get out of that house. I'll take Gemini Man. I'll take all them.
You would also take it for $50 million. I think that's what he got paid to do that.
Okay. I don't think that money is worth the hell he's been going through. So you know what?
I mean, you ain't lying.
God damn. What's understood doesn't need to be said. Well, okay, we off that. Off the dome for me. Well, off the dome is our signature segment. You know what I'm saying? We put a lot of our heart, mind and soul, blood, sweat, and tears, all that great stuff into this segment. So I want to ask you, and this happens often, more than not. What have I stumped you on that you wish that you had a better answer for?
The joint from not last week, but 2 weeks ago. I still been searching. Like I've been looking.
What was I don't even remember what I asked.
So you asked me,
okay,
was there a song that used a sample? When I went back and listened to the sample was trash.
Okay, yeah.
Did I or did,
well,
that I didn't like
the original song?
Yeah. I still haven't been able to follow. Like I've really been looking.
What about another one? You don't? Okay. Well, this is my answer for that question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You asked what was a perfect song, and then I couldn't think of nothing but Dark Fantasy by Kanye. And I listened back to that particular episode. I can't tell you what episode it was.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of cringed at the end. I was like, damn, man, you couldn't think of nothing else, right? Like, but it's off the dome, and that's just, how we give it up, right?
But you know what's crazy about that?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you get me more often than not. Like, you really, like, I know there's been at least like 2 or 3 that I just haven't been able to get an answer for, period. But sometimes it takes me a while to actually come up with an answer because it's like, damn, like, I know it's off the dome, but I really don't know. That shit crazy.
But it's kind of like this. If I had to go back in time and answer that question, I would say that New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain is probably the example of a perfect R&B song to me.
Okay.
It's like the quintessential R&B Quiet Storm. Like, if you want the definition of what R&B is, play this to somebody that needs that introduction.
I don't think I'm mad at that.
That would be my answer, but I couldn't think of it that day. I was like,
in the moment, yeah. I mean, circumstances, whatever, what happens. But no, that's what's up. I still haven't been able to find an answer to that, and it's crazy. I'm gonna have to find something that was sampled from like the 70s or something, and I'll figure it out.
That's possible, right? But no, that was off the dome. That was pretty much a Johnny-centric question. But if you're a listener of the show, have you ever heard one of our off the dome segments? You're like, hey, what we should have said, something like that.
Yeah, let us know. And damn, what did I ask? I'm tripping.
The plot.
Do you have a favorite movie, but the plot is trash? Yeah, man.
I didn't get your question.
I don't know. I guess my mind is on vacation knowing I ain't got to work tomorrow. I don't know. So
that's possible too.
That's a thing.
Hey man, let's get to this OS News docket. You know how we give it up. There's a lot that's going on this week. Yeah. We're going to try to get to it. We hope you guys take this journey with us. But first things first, since we were talking about New Edition, let's talk about this Verzuz.
Let's do it.
Real quick. Bobby Brown, King Bobby versus KeithSweat.
Yeah.
What you got for this, man?
So I wasn't able to watch the whole thing because that same night I was doing the game show.
Yeah.
But so I watched it. I started at the beginning. I could tell both of them were a little nervous at first, or not nervous, but maybe hadn't had to like get in the swing of things or whatever, but the performance wasn't really up to par with either. But I feel like Bobby Brown came out the gate swinging.
Oh, he got to.
Like he came out the gate. The New Edition joints, and I said to myself, he should only be allowed to play the New Edition joints that he sang lead on, which I think he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came out the gate swinging, but KeithSweat ain't no hold ain't no hold at all. I wish I was able to watch the rest. I saw like the wardrobe change. Bobby Brown came out in almost what he wore with the came out the helicopter. What song was that? That video?
Thug 11.
Yeah, Thug 11. So that was funny. I saw him doing a little jig. I seen the gifs. Whatever KeithSweat had on, whatever the kind of shirt though, that shit was kind of hard. I like that. I would rock that. I wish I was able to see more. Did you see the whole thing?
No, I caught the highlights. It was Thursday. First of all, let me just get this. Okay, we knew that the Verzuz was coming.
Yeah.
We knew that it would be July 1st. However, they didn't announce it until 2 days prior.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, it was late, the announcement of it. I'm not sure where, what the scheduling of that was like or the arrangements and everything like that. But shout out to Swiss and Timbo, shout out to Verzuz, shout out to the Essence Fest for hosting that. So it was a good look for both gentlemen. They're both kings in their own right, both, ghosts. You can still play their music, it's timeless. So it's salute to them. I watched parts of it here and there.
Yeah.
The consensus was that Bobby was going to, wipe the floor with Keith.
Was it the case? I don't think it was the case.
I don't think so. Like, because when you start thinking about KeithSweat's career, like he's New Jack Swing, and then he goes into like the late '90s with LSG. So he got hits for for a longer period of time.
Right.
I would say. And then now I didn't know KeithSweat was a writer. I ain't gonna hold you on that. I just always thought he was a singer. So if you get into the songwriting bag, so it's dark for a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if you wrote what's considered the first, New Jack Swing hit, Johnny Kemp's song. So, okay.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
That's
man.
different.
You know what I'm saying? That changes everything.
And see, I don't think a lot of people knew or understood that about KeithSweat. They just thinking, make it last forever, that type of stuff. But no, his bag goes way deeper.
Yeah.
Way deeper than that. So shout out to them.
And then Keith is in more, I would say, more in performance shape. Because he does a lot of those, how y'all doing tonight tours, Mother Day tours. Like
I know.
Dead serious. Like, so he does that more than Bobby.
What? Oh.
So if that's the case, that's pretty much his set list. You know what I'm saying? Like
True. And Bobby Brown isn't able to hit the notes that he hit when he was younger, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, his voice has changed drastically.
But even some of his hits from later on in his career, I still don't think he's able to perform them. And when he once was able to perform them, great. So, which is still okay, but it's still a celebration of these two kings, these two legends in music. So
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them.
Quick question. So. Would you ever, if you're not able to catch a Verzuz, would you ever go back and watch the replay?
It depends on who it is.
So you would. It just depends.
It depends on who it is. I don't think it's enough for me to go back and watch KeithSweat and Bobby Brown. No offense or shade to either of those kings, but it's just that's not enough for me.
Same. And honestly, I don't think I would go back and watch any of the Verzuz. Some have been really entertaining and really great, but it's just not something that I want to watch a replay of. I want to see it live. I want to be able to watch it as it's happening, tweet with people on the timeline. I want to be able to be in it. That's not something I would want to rewatch. I don't know. So I was just curious about that.
That's fair. Since we're on the subject of Black excellence, let's keep the ball rolling. The BET Awards that actually aired last Sunday. While we were recording, so we didn't get to watch that in real time either. But we have a lot to unpack. Let's just stay with the award winners and see how we go. How that goes. Let's start with the album of the year. We got Jasmine Sullivan with Hotel. She actually won that there. it's cool. I predicted that. I actually just like being right, but nothing. But
of course.
Best female R&B pop artist, you have her. I think that's interesting. Her deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but how does Jasmine win album of the year? Not win best. That's the only thing I would say with that.
I mean, her just put out her album, right?
Yeah, but it's just a year. Her still had a big year.
Yeah. So I guess they saying hers features and one-offs have been better. So I mean, I'm not mad at it.
And her was on Jasmine's project, so I mean that adds to her resume for the year. So
yeah, I'm not mad at it. What we got next?
Best R&B male pop artist was given to Chris Brown. Giveon should have got that, and I stand by that.
I also agree with that.
Best female hip hop, of course, it goes to Megan. Best male hip hop artist, Lil Baby, makes sense.
Yep.
Now, best new artist, it did go to Giveon, so salute to Giveon on his best new artist win.
Nice.
We got best collaboration, Meg and Cardi, WAP, makes sense.
Yeah.
Best group, let's discuss. Silk Sonic is the winner.
But we called this. Didn't we call? I feel like we called this.
I would never pick Silk Sonic.
But no, we wouldn't have because technically, shit, they have one single. At this point, it's a damn collaboration. They didn't put out an album. Exactly.
They put out an EP, another follow-up single, nothing.
Like, I think this should have gone to the city. I'm not City Girls. Wow, I was reading that. This should have gone to Chloe and Holly.
I was gonna say so.
Say it. No, you gotta say it. Say it.
No, I said the only reason you get confused with the City Girls and Chloe Holly is because of what Chloe's been on lately. Hey, salute to Chloe. She's grown as hell.
And happy birthday to her. She just turned 23. So turn up to her. But yeah, I don't even understand why anybody other than honestly the City Girls were nominated in this group because nobody. Well, you said Chris Brown and Young Thug put out a project. Mm-hmm. Does that count as a group though? Like a collaboration?
It's more than Silk Sonic.
Yeah, it's also true.
It's more than Silk Sonic.
That Silk Sonic album ain't never coming.
Right. I was like, God.
They finessed all of us.
and then this the thing is, like, this the thing with that. They better keep that album in the top to the fall. I ain't trying to listen to all that slow groovy shit now. Outside open, it's hot. I don't want to hear that.
This is true.
Who want to leave the door open right now? You'll let the air out.
Yeah. And your mama always told you don't be running in and out the house.
Man, let's get this the best gospel artist because let me tell you something, man. They should have given it to her because this is a legacy album. Like this is legacy. Like okay, Kurt Franklin. I'm like okay, man. Like what happened to all them Sunday best people y'all got? Y'all ain't nominate them, man.
No, that's
what
real.
We doing?
That's real.
All right, BET Her Award goes to SZA. Okay. Viewer's Choice, Megan and Beyonce Savage. Okay, cool. Video of the year. Okay. WAP, makes sense.
Wait a minute. What?
What?
I'm looking at the other videos that were nominated.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen Cardi Up. The Chloe and Holly duo was decent. I haven't seen Chris Brown and Young Thug go crazy. Mm-hmm. I didn't know Drake and Lil Durk had a video for Laugh Not Cry Later. Mm-hmm. And Leave the Door Open was dope. I can see why WAP got it.
They had the most money behind it.
Yeah. Did Cardi do that video while she was pregnant? I feel like I heard somebody say that. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Video director of the year.
Trash.
I'll just skip it. I bet. Best international act. Burna Boy.
Makes sense.
Dope.
It would either be him or Wizkid to me, but that's dope.
Yeah.
Best movie Judas and Black Messiah. Fair enough. I kind of saw that one coming. Best actress Andra Day. That's interesting. I think.
Remind me what she was in.
She was in the United States versus Billie Holiday. She played Billie Holiday. Okay. She's a singer. I rise up. I hate that song, by the way.
I guess I'm not mad at it. Yeah. I personally would have gave it to Zendaya.
Wow.
You said why?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I forgot the name, but the movie that she was in with John David Washington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a really great movie. Just the two of them for an hour and a half, a lot of different types of emotions and dialogue, all just in a house setting. That movie was really dope.
Yeah.
Best actor Chadwick, rest in peace. Young Stars Award, Marsai Martin. So I definitely understand that. I'm not sure about any of these other people. Storm Reed sounds familiar. Where would I know her from?
I don't know nothing with kids.
Okay.
I just know what's up.
Same. All right. Sportswoman of the Year, Naomi Osaka. I get it. Sportsman of the Year, LeBron James. Yeah. Did you see any of the performances from the BET Awards?
Saw a few.
I watched the DMX tribute.
Yeah.
That was
dope.
Fire.
That was
fire. I saw Tyler the Creator's performance. His performance was dope.
Mm-hmm.
There was a tribute to Queen Latifah. Because Queen Latifah got like the Lifetime Achievement Award or something. That was also dope. Shout out to Queen Latifah. I didn't see any other performances, but from like the clips and the gifs and everything that I saw from the BET Awards, it looked like it was a really, really dope award show. Like this is I guess this is the first award show that had an audience,
like a big
audience since COVID.
Yeah.
So to see all those people, and I guess a lot of people had a good time, because even on the timeline, a lot of people were saying how they were really enjoying it, and I haven't heard anything like that about the BET Awards in a while. So
yeah,
that was kind of dope to me.
Yeah, I think the only thing that people were just obviously pissed about was the Lil Nas X stuff, which I don't pay 2 cents into anyway. So.
Cause he kissed the guy during his performance, right? Is that what it was?
Something like that. So this is my thing, man, and I'll be transparent. I have homophobic views. I don't spew them in my public platforms, but I'll be like, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But my thing with Lil Nas X is always the troll. The thing is, it's never about the music. That's always my issue with him.
Got you. I see what you're saying.
So it's always about shock value. It's always about look at me, look at this. And people's got disguised homophobia behind children. Yeah. They're like, oh, what about the kids?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, no.
We're
not doing that. Just say you don't like to see it. And that's fair, but don't say like, oh, my kids see this, so it's an issue now.
Right.
But, Meg just twerked like 10 minutes ago. Is that okay? Like, I mean, for a kid to see.
Exactly.
Like, you can't do that.
Do you think it's the audience that's putting his antics before the music, or is it him putting
this is the thing.
Before the music?
If I'm a producer, I want Lil Nas X on my stage. If I'm a award show producer, I want him on my stage. Okay. Ratings. That's the numbers game. That's all that matters, right?
Right.
If he's one of the biggest stars, which he is, if he has a big internet following, which he does, he's going to get the internet jumping, right? He's going to make headlines, right?
Right.
Okay, I want you on my stage.
So you're saying it's the label?
Label, award show, whoever. It's a machine.
The powers that be.
Yeah.
The machine.
But I don't want that to sound like it's an agenda pushing. No, it's just no, because I don't subscribe to agenda pushing when it comes to certain things like that. I don't.
You're just saying that the machine, they know the type of money, clicks, popularity that having a Lil Nas X is going to generate.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I get that.
But it seems like it's more about something else than the music. The music should speak for itself. Yeah. And in fact, where the music doesn't speak for it now.
He just announced his debut album. I think it's called Montero or something.
I'm sure. Well, because this thing is not for me, so yeah. I know who it's for. I know it's for children and maybe the people that just want to subscribe to Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
I'm straight. That's fair. And damn.
No, say it. No.
I said I'm.
Got you.
You're right, but right. It's I
don't know, man. I might try to check it out. I listened to Doja Cat. I never thought I would listen to Doja Cat, and her album was actually kind of decent. Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you, because maybe you can help me with this. Mm-hmm. What genre of music does Doja Cat make?
She is a pop artist that makes rap music.
Okay, there we go.
We got plenty of them.
Because I was
That's how
trying
you
to,
saw that.
decide, like listening to her, I was like, cause she can sing, and she got bars, like she can rap a little bit. And I've never just sat and listened to like a Doja Cat song. Like if it's out, I'll hear it, but I've never just sat and just played Doja Cat until now. So actually listening to her, it's like, oh, she's actually a really good artist. Like she can sing.
I think you want to definitively put people in boxes.
I do, and that could just be the old man in me because that's what I'm used to. But I understand like in 2021, it's just.
Okay.
It's not really
well, since you started talking about new music,
okay.
We weren't ready for it, but let's go there.
My bad.
Tyler the Creator. What box do you put him in? Because he's saying like he doing everything that you claim that you don't really like in artists, but he's doing it and he does it really well.
But the thing with that is, like with Igor, it was one full album of whatever that was. Like it may have been one rap person there.
Talk about this album. What did he do this album? Did he not sing and rap this album?
It was more rapping than singing.
But did he sing and rap? Don't ask the question. Don't try and skate around it because it's your man's.
He did.
Okay.
He did sing and rap.
Okay then.
He did. Sheesh.
No, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to sugarcoat it.
I am.
That's your man's.
I am. But would you label Call Me If You Get Lost a rap album? Would you label it a rap album?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the problem?
But no, you're trying to sugarcoat it because your man's raps and sings a lot.
He does. I'm never disputing that because he does.
That's what I'm. That's my point.
He 100% does that. And honestly, like for a long time, I haven't been able to figure out the type of artist he is. But I guess now I don't know if I would call him a pop artist though, because I don't think he's that popular. Like in mainstream.
He has on festivals. Why not? The same thing that you claim you don't like Travis Scott for. He does the same thing. He appeals he appeals to a majority white audience. One, he can headline a festival. That's two. He had his own festival. He brought out Drake. That's not big.
That's huge.
Point exactly.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just in my own head about this.
You are.
Yeah.
You're not looking at it from the broad spectrum.
I'm not.
Let's talk about Tyler. Call Me If You Get Lost review. Let's get into that, right? Because Tyler put out arguably what you would say is album of the year in my opinion. It's up there.
I agree.
I'm giving Tyler his flowers.
I don't hear that much.
I know. Hey, look, Tyler was always on the shit list for me because he came out eating roaches. I will never not forget that. He came out being gimmicky. But he slowly matured, and now the music speaks for itself. Yeah, the music speaks for itself.
And what's interesting about that is yes, when he initially came out, Yonkers fire track, but what was talked about was the video where he ate the roach. So I get it, the whole gimmick, the horror chorus.
Yep.
I get it. But I guess for me, behind all that, the music was still dope. I understand the optics of it. I get it. But like you said, he matured and the music really evolved. His music has evolved with him, throughout his career. Every album has sounded completely different from him.
Supposed to.
Yeah. And
it's kind of like he's living up to his name.
Yeah, the creator. I like it.
Just creating art, and that's how you're supposed to be if you're an artist, right?
Yeah.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. It definitely has some great highs. Not too many lows. Sweet, and the other song that it's attached to could have been better served as two different songs in my opinion, which it is. But I didn't like them being matched together. If that makes sense.
So I can agree with that, and. I guess creatively, maybe this just it goes over my head, but I don't understand why that's a thing. Because a lot of artists do that. Chris Brown did that with his last audiobook. Like I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't get it. Why? What's the difference between having that as two different tracks versus just having it as one long one? I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes maybe the vibe that you get, it just kind of bleeds into something else. And maybe as an artist, you probably just want that to. And I'm just giving Tyler that on this, like rather than Chris Brown, where I know Chris really pretty much doesn't write all his stuff. Yeah. I would give Tyler that. So maybe it's just in the vibe session and him building up this art that's, sweet. And then I don't know why I didn't think of the other song, but it just kind of blends together, like kind of.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. I thought you wanted to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other. Okay, so favorite feature on this album?
Well, Lil Wayne is my favorite feature, but just DJ Drama voice being all across his album was like
That shit
dope.
That shit was hard. That shit, I can't even lie.
Yeah.
For me though, Lil Uzi Vert, he had a fire verse. Oh my God, he had a fire verse. Man, I didn't think I would like DJ Drama being like, what DJ Drama does on tracks. I didn't think I would like that throughout this album, but I feel like it complemented it perfectly. I feel like this is why you look like that. You think so?
I was about to say, do you listen to Gangsta Grill mixtapes?
Yeah, but that shit is annoying. To me though, like I just want to hear the song.
Okay.
But that's me. But that's me.
I was about to say, but you're complimenting him on what he does, but I don't know. It was weird. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
It doesn't make sense.
It's okay. But I like him on these songs.
Okay.
I like him on these songs.
I think it's because it's an artist you like. Maybe that's what it is.
It
I'm
could
trying to make sense of that statement.
It could be. Is it my bias, Sean?
Yes, that's what it is. I'm about to say, what? DJ Drama does that all the time.
Okay. Listen, we'll go with that. I'll go with that. I'll go with it because it's rare. It's rare that I'm biased towards shit. But today, am I a Tyler Venger?
Yes.
Tyler Venger.
Yes.
Listen, man. I thoroughly enjoy Igor, but it's not something I go back to and listen to a lot. I'm really happy about this album. This is a really, really good rapping Tyler that I feel like I haven't heard rapping like this from Tyler in a while. So that's why I don't know. I guess I'm just giddy and real happy about it. So.
Well, no, it's a great album.
Oh yeah, you said your favorite song was Sweet, and I thought you wanted to dance. Mine's is Wilshire. It's like an 8.5 minute song. It's a story about how he pretty much fell in love with his friend's girl, but she still decided to stay with the friend. But like just the detail of how they met, how they kicked it, going to meet each other. She met his mom and they was kicking it, and like just the storytelling aspect of it I thought was just fire. The beat is dope. The production on this whole album is really good. Solid album, man. This is a great album. This is a really, really, really great album.
Really, really solid.
Shout out to Tyler.
What's your early rating on it right now?
If we going out of 5, I think I'm going 4.5. I think I'm gonna go 4.5.
I give it a 4. I definitely think it's up there. I think it's just on par with what J. Cole did. Just a solid album.
Yeah. Shout out to Tyler, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know, man. Let's talk about another rapper and let's see how this goes, right? Pooh Shiesty, XXL freshman, coming out. This is his breakout year, but he's not breaking out anytime soon. He was recently indicted in Miami, I believe, for a money post and connected to a robbery that he posted on IG. Johnny, what do you think about this?
I never understand why the need to flash money is a thing. The FBI,
Feds, the Feds. This ain't local. Yeah,
like
Feds
this
got
is, like they have. These are detectives. They comb through a lot of shit. I feel like they probably have teams of people that just scour social media all day, and they were able to match a serial number for one of the bills in the photo to what they had on file, because they intentionally planted those bills because they knew they was gonna be stolen. So that's how he got caught. And I mean,
I think he would have got caught anyway, because if like what what you're saying is like basically those serial numbers are matched up in some database.
Yeah.
As soon as they get spent, they're gonna start following the trail.
Yeah,
of that too. So it unless you still throw it in a strip club, that's about it, baby. That's the only way you get away from it. But,
so it was just they just caught her one step sooner. So before he actually went and spent it,
yeah, he put it on Instagram. Oh, these rappers are so goddamn stupid.
They always telling themselves. But you notice it's always the younger ones.
Yeah, Pooh, we was cheering for you, man. Like, this was just, it's one of those situations where I feel like, you take this young kid from the streets, you think that they would just move a little better, and then by, Gucci being his mentor, I put some of this blame on him. Pooh is a grown man, but still, you're assigned to Gucci Mane is your mentor, he should be able to kind of show and advise, kind of help you move in a certain different way. Gucci is not Roger. Roger is the old fat nigga that went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like Gucci ain't trying to go to jail no more.
No. He's definitely not.
He's definitely not. That bag is there now, so he good. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think this is? Do you think this will be a definitive moment for the rest of the young rapper community to like not do this type of stuff?
No, it's part of the culture, man. Like we like flashiness. And this is not the first time you're gonna hear about a rapper getting caught up or indicted in something like this, or it won't be the last.
It won't be the last.
So no, it's Pooh Shiesty going down for this is not gonna be the lightning rod that saves the youth.
I mean, I guess I was hoping, but it's like
not Pooh Shiesty. It's gotta be somebody else.
Who would it have to be then?
I don't know.
Lil Baby.
But
Lil Baby, I feel like Lil Baby not.
He wouldn't do that.
He not in that headspace to do something like that.
This is the thing. We don't know them. We think we do.
This is true.
We think we do.
This is true.
We don't know these people.
This is true. But Pooh Shiesty, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be smarter. I'm sorry, you gotta be smarter.
Yeah, you would think so. But
Yeah.
hey, man.
And what would be wild is if he didn't even have nothing to do with the robbery.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
Like,
it might be his man.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's.
Oh, I need this for the gram real quick. Pass me that. And now you're in jail. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. All because you wanted to stunt. Floss. As we used to say. Big time with Floss. Floss.
I love it, man. But we're playing musical chairs with jail. So let's talk about somebody that just got out, right? Famed entertainer, comedian, icon, you would say.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Cosby was let out of prison following his, I think it was a 2018 arrest due to sexual assault. There was a slight issue with the prosecution and their plea deal. It was a lot of mismanagement, a lot of misconduct, as you would say. But it led to Cosby's immediate release. Bill Cosby is definitely a polarizing topic, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
Johnny, your thoughts?
That clerical error was wild. Let me just throw that out there. But honestly, I'm like with Bill Cosby being out of jail. It's like a part of me is conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yes, he should be in jail. He did some wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, he was there. He got out on a technicality.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of me is like, fam, I don't really know how many years Bill Cosby got left. Like, does he need to?
Okay.
Like that, and that's where I am mentally. It's like,
you want to be sympathetic to an 80 plus year old man that he doesn't die in prison.
Yeah.
Especially when he just got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about that from a humane standpoint. But if this was just anybody that was regular, they'd just be in prison. Because Bill Cosby has the money, he has the power, he has the access.
Exactly.
Like, his lawyer kept fighting for him. If I go to jail for whatever, I'm in there. I told my wife filed a divorce papers, baby, because if I ain't getting out, don't worry about it. Like, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand that.
So,
but yeah, it's just like I don't know. I'm back and forth. Like, yeah, let him do the time. But yo, like,
yeah. What's nuts about this situation, right? Bill Cosby is so polarizing, and to us as blacks, we have always been marginalized. We've always been ostracized by the judicial system of the United States.
mm-hmm.
So whenever somebody gets a win, whether they be innocent or not.
Right.
You know, we feel this inherent need to just cheer, even if they're wrong.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not calling Bill Cosby a rapist because I don't know that to be true. Was he convicted? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only thing he admitted to in his testimony was the Quaaludes, was drugging people.
Okay.
So Bill Cosby is a real thing.
Yeah. Well, even that's,
I mean,
that's still wild.
Yeah, that's still wild. Now, you don't have to be the smartest person to figure out what possibly happens next. Possibly after you drug these women.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like possibly. Listen, I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm just going on what's being reported. I don't believe in these conspiracy theories that are being thrown out. I don't really enjoy them. I think that Bill Cosby is to a level of being guilty of something.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was 60. I mean, I don't know if I can rock with 60, but somebody not lying.
Well, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, we wait to the man is 80 to put him in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the statute of limitations. I'm not even going that route.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the sense of all these things that he was doing. I'm talking about as far as like being America's dad, you know, being this beloved entertainer.
Yeah.
And now the chickens are coming on the roof. Now y'all mad at saying that, oh, he was about to buy NBC. I don't subscribe to that logic.
Got you. Yeah, the whole conspiracy side.
Yeah, the conspiracy side. Yes. Are there funny powers that be that make it tough for black entertainers? And then if they do the same as their white counterparts as Bill Cosby, they pay the price? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. But
this particular situation, nah, fam.
I'm not rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't subscribe to that. You know, he was the image of a wholesome black man, and now he's in prison. Like, no, okay, that's fine. Like, the legacy can still be there. The movies can still be there. The shows can still be there.
Yeah.
But did he possibly do this?
I can't tell you how many times I've watched like a true crime show or some shit like that, and they interviewed a serial killer's neighbor. Oh, he was just so nice to my family. He played with our dog. That type of two things could be true. Yeah, he could have been incredibly nice to the neighbor, did all baked pies and all that shit. But yeah, he got 3 bodies in his basement right now.
People keep saying Cliff Huxtable like that's a real person.
It's not.
And
it's a character.
And Cliff probably could have been on something too. I don't know. I don't subscribe to that notion. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to like believe that.
Right. And I saw a lot of people. So it's like so many sides to this whole story, like on the timeline, right? Mm-hmm. So, as people upset he's got out of jail. Cool, I get it. There are people cheering for him because he has gotten out. Now he has his freedom. And though the people who were upset that he got out are upset at them for cheering for him and being out. Yeah. And then we got the whole Felicia Rashad thing. Why does this situation have such a stranglehold on our people? Like, I don't.
It really does.
It's because
I'm telling you, that's why I wanted to try to provide context about how us as black people feel about the judicial system at large, right? Right. We feel like a black man or a black woman can never get a fair shake in the judicial system in America. Mm-hmm. So when somebody that ascended from Philadelphia, from Philly, like Bill Cosby from Philly, yeah, and he ascended to the highest places in Hollywood by telling jokes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, put that in context. Right. So he's been in rooms, he's seen things, he's assimilated to a lot of what those powerful white men were doing. Yeah. And I think that's probably his issue too. And he looked down on a lot of us anyway when he got up there. Oh yeah. 100%. So that's another reason why maybe I don't have that much sympathy either.
Yeah, I mean, as conflicted, like I don't know.
Like it's not a symbolic win for black people. That's my argument. That's my stance.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like my thing is he was in jail. He was serving his time. Cool. He got out on a technicality. Mm-hmm. I still got working to like. Listen,
we watch enough Law and Order, enough Power. We seen people get bounced out of jail. Like because the prosecution did something wrong, and you can't try him again. Double jeopardy is the law that they set up. So it's over for that. He can die at home. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying,
Yeah, like,
but,
we're not putting that on him.
I'm not putting that on him. But he doesn't have to die in that prison cell.
Yeah, so it's like, we here now. Ain't shit we can do about it. Just gripe to each other about it. And, yeah. So.
Let's stay in the polarizing bag. We here right now, man. Let's just stay here. I would say the Birkin, but why would I say Birkin? I don't even know where they sell Birkins. I don't know the call to get a Birkin. Maybe the K-Spade bag, the Coach bag.
Let's say Coach. I feel like it sounds better.
Okay, the Coach bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Kors, no.
Yeah, Michael. What else? Michael Kors. That's
we in all them shits.
Yeah, we in all them except the Birkin. But the Michael Kors bag. But no. Another thing that's kind of got us at odds. Sha'Carri. That's how she pronounces it. Sha'Carri Richardson is to miss the Olympics because of a failed drug test, which had traces of marijuana in her system. There's a lot to unpack with this story.
It's so much.
It's a lot to unpack with this story. She is to serve a 30-day suspension, handed down to her from the U.S. Olympic team or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it can't, these tests come from, I think, the World Doping Agency or something.
Yeah,
like that. It's like a universal.
So it's not the United States governing. It's like the Olympic governing.
Yeah, the Olympic governing body. So she's definitely going to miss the 100-meter race,
which is her
thing.
Bread and butter.
But she might be able to run in the relay after the suspension is over.
Yeah.
She has come out and apologized. She has done like the whole media run. Mm-hmm. She's even had some tweets, just saying that she's only human, just putting that out there as well. Johnny, my brother, what do you think about this?
Bro, I am actually conflicted on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, just, I guess, smoking weed, eating edibles, whatever, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, we had a whole propaganda shit when we were younger, don't do all that. Forget all that. Absolutely nothing wrong with partaking in marijuana. Okay, cool. Now, her reason for partaking in it is also a thing. She was dealing or coping with the passing of her mother. So, even on top of it, I understand why she's partaking in marijuana as well. I get it. I understand. I feel like she didn't do anything wrong, right? But on the other hand, the Olympic world governing body, as someone who qualified for the Olympics, I know Sha'Carri knows the type of substances that are banned. So she made her own conscious decision to partake in marijuana, which again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with her doing that. Okay? Mm-hmm. But in doing that, she understood what consequence would happen once she got tested. So I'm not upset at her at all. I am upset at the rule about testing positive for marijuana. Like, that's trash. Like, that's stupid. I feel like it should be overturned. But again, that's the Olympic governing body that makes those rules. I think it's trash. Yeah. But I think Sha'Carri, she knew the consequence going into it, and she has gracefully accepted her 30-day suspension, and she moving on.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you said there was that the fact that she accepted responsibility for what she did, her part in it. She's not playing victim. She's actually being a strong, black queen, and just saying that, hey, I did it. I accept what comes with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So this happens all the time, right? We see somebody that looks like us. We cheer harder. Yep. We cheer harder than we probably ever had.
Especially if they dominate.
Oh yeah.
Especially if they dominate.
Sha'Carri would be a beast at the Olympics, and we wanted to see her against the Jamaican. I forget her name, but that would have been a race for the ages. Like, we would love to see that. Oh man. So let me say this: I'm under the impression that a numbers game is a numbers game, is a ratings game. Why in the hell would you want to dim that light on that? Because I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. nobody watches the Olympics like that. People watch the track. Like, the track is the premier event. Like, you can like tennis, you can like swimming, you can like gymnastics, you can like even the basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a thing too, right? But we kind of know how that's gonna shake out. But when it comes to the track and field, the 100-meter race is the prime time event. It doesn't matter about nothing else.
That's right.
So why would you want to keep one of the world's ascending new stars out of that? That's why I don't subscribe to the conspiracy of it. Right now, she made it easy on them. Sha'Carri by doing what she did, but she accepted responsibility. So I'm trying to understand why everyone else is so upset. If she's not upset, we should be fine.
And the thing is, I don't understand what people are upset at.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen a lot of different reasons people are upset. Like, people are upset with her for actually partaking in marijuana.
Yeah.
But then some people are upset at the governing body of having the rules.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a lot of.
Well, this is the thing with me, right? I'm not upset at her.
Same.
Like,
I'm
not upset at her because she understood what she did. She understood what possible consequences could come. I think we're more upset at the rule and it's being enforced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like they can make exceptions to the rule. But even though marijuana may be becoming legalized here in the United States in certain areas, that doesn't mean the world is caught up to that.
Right. Yeah.
And if that's just on the list, that's just on the list.
which is kind of crazy to say.
She could take the wrong cough syrup. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, I forgot this lady's name, but there's another track star, a woman track star that had she got hit with a 5-year ban because she missed a drug test.
Mm-hmm.
And she just did an appeal for it, and they didn't overturn it, so she has to miss her shit too, because she overslept or something from what I read. Like, she missed a drug test, and she got hit with a 5-year ban. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on with the Olympics. It's kind of like you can say anti-blackness thing now. Now that is apparent. There's no conspiracy with that. That's just, it is what it is. You see it.
Yeah, and they said you can't wear Black Lives Matter apparel and you can't protest during national anthems either. Like, that's
now that's more, that causes more of outrage to me. And then have you seen the change or the implementation of the the headgear rule?
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
They can't wear those really big swim caps.
Yeah. Now, like we said, and I think this kind of ties back to Eurocentric standards of beauty, or just Eurocentric standards. Like, if you are who you are and y'all kind of got a similar face structure, head structure, and all that, you can say some goofy stuff like that and put it in the rule. You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody there to kind of offset that. Where are the black and brown people that are on these boards, or at least the white people with some sense? And
you would think that. So the Olympics is a global game. Like, it's a global thing.
Yep.
You would imagine that the global Olympic committee would have people from every nation, every country.
You would think so.
You would think, but clearly they missed the mark on that, because we wouldn't have these type of rules in place right now. And they just came up with this in the past week or two. Like, this is new. This is not something that's been, something that they had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, they messing up.
You're right.
Which is crazy. It's 2021. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it just takes a while for the rules to catch up. But I just want to say this, man, Sha'Carri, we are still with you. Like, we still 100%. Love you. We still support you. We still hope that you are able to compete in those relays and show them why you should have been in the 100 meters.
Smoke all of them.
Right.
And at the next Olympics in 2024, I hope everything goes according to plan and she's able to compete in the Olympics then.
Yeah.
So, again, Sha'Carri, we stand with you.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of an old rule that has been changed, though, we have the NCAA implementing where players can become they're eligible to receive money for name, image, and likeness, and others, endorsements and ventures. John, your thoughts?
Round of applause for the NCAA for implementing this rule. I think it's a great thing.
Yep.
Ever since reading this headline, I've been trying to figure out if there is a downside to this. Mm-hmm. Somebody tweeted me back saying that the NCAA may take a cut of it. I don't know how true that is. I wasn't able to find anything on that. If that's true, they still they still finding ways to make money off of these student athletes. But I really can't see a downside to this. I'm happy for the student athletes. Hopefully in the future there is some way for former college athletes to get like back pay. I don't know how that would work, but that would be dope. No, they ain't gonna have it. I could dream, but that would have been dope. Yeah. But I'm happy for these student athletes now.
Let me reply to the downside of it, and I'll get my take. Mm-hmm. I think the downside to this is that all athletes aren't created equal. And when I say that, all athletes' worth isn't necessarily the same.
Gotcha.
The star of the team can get what he gets, or she can get what they get. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean the last person on the bench does, Mm-hmm. So with that being said, you can come in and get this car dealership, endorsement or something like that. But, what's that to say about your teammate on the end of the bench? Do they get money too? I mean, they got scholarships, but do they get paid as well? No, it's not it's cool that the stars can get money. Mm-hmm. And that's going to bring a level of stardom back to college, which is definitely needed for, the money sports. You know what I'm saying? The sports, and I mean, when I say money sports, the ones that generate the biggest revenues.
Yeah, basketball, football. I was trying to find a rebuttal to that, but I guess my thing is, you know who the stars are on these teams. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm trying to figure out the question I have here, but because you would still have the star of the team even if this rule had never gotten passed. So I guess what's the difference now besides them just making money off of their star power?
Well, it's cool because the only reason I'm saying is a downside to it. Everybody's not getting paid.
Oh yeah.
That's the downside. One person can get an endorsement, not the whole team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it might be a sense where you say the whole Duke basketball team is supported because it's only 12 roster spots in basketball, so it's easy for a team to get endorsement. Right. What about a football team?
Yeah, you probably just the quarterbacks, the star running backs. Yeah.
That's my rebuttal for those type of arguments. But if you're talking about finally a situation where it benefits the players getting money in their pockets for the hard work that they're doing, because when you start going to these big college programs and you're on the basketball and football teams, or if you're a college athlete, but I'm just using the basketball and football as my examples, mm-hmm. because you're damn near professional at that point. You talk to media, yeah. You travel, yeah. A lot of your life is given up for said situation. And if you're, let's say if I'm the quarterback for Ohio State football and I lead my team to an undefeated season and I'm I'm a Heisman, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't you think I deserve it?
100%. Most definitely.
That's the thing. So I'm happy that a lot of these sports that have hindered a lot of black and brown kids mm-hmm. are starting to, come around and see that, maybe we can let them get some money. But I do feel you on the reparations aspect of college athletes. They may not ever get money, and a lot of them have found ways to get money, the ones that were stars at least.
Right.
Because if you were a star in college, if you were the man in college, you can still figure that out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't really speak to somebody that was just okay. But if you were a star in college, you can figure that out. Now, I think I lost my point. What was I talking about? That happens. It's weird. Oh, okay, no. If you, okay, going back to the reparations part, I think they may not ever get money, but if you're talking about people that had trophies taken away, like Reggie Bush, he should get his Heisman reinstated for that reason. Because if you're talking about, I haven't consumed a lot of college football, but you're just talking about my lifetime, Reggie Bush is probably one of the best college football players I've ever seen. Clearly, like it's really hard to debate that. So, and you brought value to a school that already is invaluable with the football team. So, if you're the biggest star, one of the best stars, on one of the biggest programs, one of the best football programs in the history of football, college football, don't you think I deserve some money? Like, what are you talking about? Now, his college career outweighs his NFL career. But he should have been getting paid. But they turned around and stripped his Heisman because of that. But no, the on the field stuff is great. Like, I mean, you do what you do on the field, but you definitely deserve something. And it's hard to put a number on certain people because, like, I just named one of the best football players in college ever.
Right.
I can't compare him to just somebody that just goes to USC right now that plays running back. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different.
Right. I think I just thought about a particular downside to this. What I hope doesn't happen. So imagine a basketball star in college right now, 19, 20 years old. I hope they don't find an agent or an accountant that takes advantage of them because they don't know what's really, they don't really know what to do in that moment. So if y'all listening, like, vet your, you need to get an accountant and a good agent, a good accountant and a good agent. Vet your accountants, ask all the questions you need to ask. Same with the agent. Make sure they don't jip you, take your money. Like,
that is interesting. I'm glad you brought that up, and I hope the NCAA does update that part of the rule too. Yeah. Because when you have an agent, you actually forego your eligibility as being a college student. That means, but that's if you're getting ready to go like pro.
Okay, I didn't know.
So if you have an agent, like you're listed and you have an agent, endorsements need to be brokered some type of way.
So like, how does a college athlete broker those deals themselves without knowing?
That gets tricky because you can't have an agent. You can't have an agent and be a college student.
Did you hear about Master P, son?
Yeah. So soon as they announced it,
the next day, $2 million endorsement deal. That's fire. Man, Master P be on it, bro. He be on it. But yeah, Hersey Miller got a $2 million endorsement deal with some website. I can't remember what the website was, but $2 million just off the bat, like, that's fire.
It's not even good. But it's the endorsement though.
It's Master P. Yeah. Master P helped him out, so that's dope. But I really, and I guess this is a story I kind of want to follow just to see. To see like how this functions.
It's definitely gonna be like the lid, like being ripped off Pandora's box. Yeah. With that.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking, like, what's gonna happen to scholarships? Like, say you got the star quarterback, he comes in freshman, sophomore year, does his thing. Now he's like the guy, at the school. Now he's got all these endorsement deals. So they take his scholarship because he could pay for this shit now. That's just how my brain works. How does that work?
I like that, but that's petty on the school.
Oh no,
because I wouldn't have came here. No.
I agree.
We're not doing that.
So I don't know.
Y'all pay for that room and board, and I get to keep my money.
Yes, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see in the next few years just how this unfolds. And I know there are going to be more amendments to this rule down the line as things happen. So, yeah, man, I'm going to try to keep my eye on this.
Yeah, man. But let's talk about this, man. We going to have a top blurred coach bag. Okay. Yeah. I was looking for approval.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I was just making sure that was cool. But no, we have a high-level rumor. So we'll see what goes with this. Meg Thee Stallion has been rumored to be coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's being rumored that she will be a part of the She-Hulk series, which premieres in 2022 on Disney+. Johnny, What do you think about this?
So I read this. Instantly, my mind goes, okay, what character is she going to play?
Mm-hmm.
Then I continue reading. It says she's going to be playing herself.
Okay.
That makes me happy for this. I am happy that Megan Thee Stallion is going to play herself in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's great, because I don't want to see her as a character. I want to see her as herself. And I feel like this is going to happen because I feel like they need to get people to watch She-Hulk. I don't know the people watching She-Hulk off the strength of the name of the character. So I feel like Megan Thee Stallion, because it's not just the one episode thing. Like, I think she filmed for like a few episodes. Like, she's going to be throughout this the season. So I feel like this is a way to get people's attention to watch it, which I think is dope. And I'm interested to see her interaction with people in the. I don't know if she's gonna talk to She-Hulk. I don't know if she's gonna talk to Bruce Banner. Could you imagine Bruce Banner and Megan Thee Stallion talking? She's showing the Hulk how to twerk. Like, oh, Ralph now fit look. What you think?
I don't know how I feel about this.
Why?
I want Megan to get everything that she's supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? I want Megan to be out here, get money, do all that. And I'm not overprotective of the MCU by any stretch of the imagination, right? But you just got to be better and smarter with your casting.
Uh-oh.
This is not something that I'm feeling. Meg is not proved in an acting situation. Not to say you have to, but you know, get your cameos up first. You know what I'm saying? Do a Tyler Perry stage play first. Like, well, you gotta.
Don't. But as herself now, if she was playing a character in MCU, I would have your same sentiments.
Oh, okay.
But she's playing herself though.
What, multiple episodes? Like, nah, cameo, fam. What we doing? We battle rapping? Like, what we doing? Like,
but see, that's the thing. That's what intrigues me. Why would we have Megan Thee Stallion as herself in multiple episodes of this show? Like, I'm intrigued now. I mean, I'm intrigued. I want to see this. Like, is she interacting with She-Hulk? Like, what are we doing?
I pray that this is a rumor. I pray.
What if? I want to see it now. Like, they put it out there. I want to see it. I want to see it as herself though. Now, if the rumor changes or it comes out that she's actually playing the character, then I'm gonna have an issue. I'm gonna have an issue with that.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, Disney Plus has proven to do good by these characters, or these characters that we don't really know too much about. Maybe, yeah, they have. Yeah. I mean, I was just saying this: the MCU and Disney Plus, those shows have a good track record. And just when you start going down this road of doing celebrity cameos in certain shows, I'm like, I don't know, fam. Like, I don't know how I'm rocking with that.
Especially if it's multiple.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, hey, look, I've always been wrong about a lot of the critiques and criticisms, and you know, if y'all watching Loki, we go do a separate video for that.
Yeah.
But just talking about Loki, and we're waiting for the tide to come in because we're that much invested in the show and what the MCU has proven to do with the show.
It's true.
So it's kind of like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a rumor. Like, this ain't even happening. Like, we talking about a show that's supposed to come out next year.
Yeah. Remember, and this was hellas ago, but you remember the rumor that Kevin Hart might have been playing the villain in Black Panther 2?
Oh, damn.
You remember that?
I definitely remember that.
I remember reading that shit.
Oh, absolutely not.
That made me upset. But anyway.
Hey, I feel you on this. Like, hey, it'll be good to see Meg, expand her star power. I mean, I'm serious when I say that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about this. And, I'll call myself to the carpet if I'm wrong on this.
And Megan is a nerd. This is great. Man, whatever. Give me the chance. I'll play myself in fucking She-Hulk. I don't care. I'm in there. You'll be upset about something?
No,
I'm joking, bro. I'm joking, bro. Hey, shout out to Megan. If it's true, we'll see you in that thing next year. If it's a rumor, you dirty motherfucker.
I'm sitting there thinking about it. That's why I'm staring off into space. I'm like, man.
You right.
I know. Right, exactly. I'm like, oh, man. I don't know, man. Is there anything else in the blur bag that we got? Black Widow next Friday. What you got? You got anything? Any expectations? Any? You excited? First MCU film of the year.
I'm not. I don't have any expectations.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first MCU film since 2019.
Yep.
So I'm definitely getting that thing on Disney Plus Premium.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping it's a good movie. Like, and I hope my withdrawals from not having an MCU movie since 2019 doesn't like overhype my brain to thinking it's good if it's not. Because I feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll say this, and I stood on this point alone. I just think when the MCU tends to not be linear and jump back to do prequel movies, they've never really been the best movie. I'm not saying that they're trash. Like the first Captain America, I never really was the biggest fan of that because it jumped back. I mean, it was a period piece. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like
Yeah.
Like you go back and watch it, that's the worst of the Cap movies, right?
I mean, well, yeah.
And then Captain Marvel, get that out of here, right?
We can really
but now you're jumping back.
Listen,
and making a prequel film, so it's kind of like
I don't know if I want to tell you this, but I did see some early reviews from the movie saying that this was on par with Winter Soldier. Now, I don't really.
You block out that noise. Like,
yeah.
I hate you told me that. Now I'm finna be super critical. now I'm on this movie's ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate you told me that. I'm on his ass. Like,
let's go. Let's go, baby.
Right.
That's what I read. I didn't say it.
Well, let's think about this, right? I mean, the movie's been done, right?
Right.
But I have to trust that with the spy and espionage portion of it, you're not getting a lot of. I don't think you get as much. Like, you get story, but it's a little different when they go to spy espionage route.
Right.
Because that's what Captain America Winter Soldier pretty much is, the spy espionage aspect.
Exactly.
So it's like, I think you get a little bit better story with those type of films. So maybe I can rock with that. But I hate that you told me that. I hate that you told me that.
What I will say is I am excited for the villain. I'm a Taskmaster fan.
Yeah.
But what I hope doesn't happen in this movie is that he's just a puppet for somebody bigger, like a bigger villain. Like I hate when that happens.
I was about to say, you hate those movies when they have two villains. Like, it's pretty much this and that, right?
Yeah, it's like the villain that we think is the main villain throughout the movie is just a puppet of the bigger villain. Like, I hate when that happens.
Well, I know because you didn't necessarily care for the whole thing in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, like
jumping universes now, but yeah, like I mean, it happened in Batman Begins too, technically.
Yeah.
But I love those movies, but I get where Johnny's coming from though. You just want one villain. Or this villain, like the thing is,
don't be controlled by somebody else if you supposed to be that dude, like. And that was literally my biggest gripe with Bane in that movie. Like, Bane was on next. He was on Batman ass that whole movie, but you ain't even the real villain. Like, come on, man. And we was giving them bars throughout the movie. Listen. Yeah, alright, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we still in that. We still in that because one thing we go give you some OS stuff, right?
Right.
Me and Johnny had an interesting debate after one of our episodes, probably 2 weeks ago.
I think so.
Man, it's crazy how our mind works and how this dynamic works because we always debate even when the camera not on. That's why y'all here, right? We're under the impression. Well, this is the question. Does the Marvel Cinematic Universe need big stars to continue moving forward? Because it seems like in Hollywood, right? You're nobody until you get on one of these MCU joints. It seems like, you know what I'm saying, but do you have to be a no-name person? Like somebody with virtually no track record? Not saying no track record, but you've done minimal shows and movies, kind of building your resume up. Or should Marvel start swinging for people that are way more established and have way like just crazy resumes? I don't know, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah. So I just want to answer the question and then we can go deep dive. So I personally feel like going forward, Marvel is going to need those big name actors to bring the big audiences in because you know, you got folks like me and Ralph, you got nerds, you got geeks that's gonna go regardless.
Yeah.
But remember, you still need like
the casual fan.
Yeah, like Marvel was on a run of $1 billion movies from like the end of 2017. Like, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Like, it was hella movies after that, just $1 billion out the gate. Yeah. So we gotta remember that, right? So outside of Blade, right? Because Mahershala Ali is gonna play Blade whenever that comes out. We're getting into the D and C list characters now. Like, and that the casual fan has no clue who they are. So I feel like in order to bring those audiences outside of the geek audiences out, you're going to need those big name actors. How else would you get the casual fan to go out and see these movies going forward? And that's my whole thing. Like, think about Eternals, right? We got Angelina Jolie in this movie. The last movie we seen her in. It's been a minute. But it's Angelina Jolie though. This is one of the biggest actresses ever. Like, that's nuts in an MCU film. But it's the Eternals. Nobody knows what the Eternals are.
It's an ensemble cast. Okay, this is my point, right?
Okay.
I think with people that have been established, you can play around with the notion of this actor may not be this, but it's like our argument started off of Blade. I feel, and I'm still under the impression that Mahershala Ali should not be in this role. And it's not because I don't think he can act. I think that what Wesley has done with that role, I haven't seen Mahershala kind of have that depth as an actor. Maybe on the serious side, but not the comedic timing that Wesley has. And then I'm not sure about his, his stunt capabilities, martial arts and all that stuff. That's different. That's why Wesley is Blade and Blade forever.
Right.
But if you're talking about like the acting, comedic timing stuff, I don't know if he got that. You know what I'm saying? That's me though. Now there have been artists, other people that I just feel that fill that void. Kind of like on the physical portion and the age, right? Because you're talking about Mahershala's 40 something.
Yeah, and that would be my issue with Mahershala playing Blade, right? Like, Blade probably won't come out till, let's just say, 2024, 2025, right?
It might be 25.
And that's 4 years from now. And how old did you say he was?
He'll
be 50.
He's in his 40s.
He'll be damn near 50 by then. And if you get a starring role, if you get your own movie in the MCU, you're gonna be in the MCU for at least 7 years.
Yeah.
So like imagine a near 60-year-old playing Blade.
That's why I had people that I felt like they could play him. I thought Yahya Mateen could play him. I was looking up his name so I could make sure. Right. But he would cross universes. Like, he's already in the the DCEU as Black Manta. Yeah. So I'm not sure how that works. And then I brought up what's my boy, Trevante Rhodes. He doesn't have like the biggest like, he was in Moonlight and other films, but I don't think he's had like the overall big success like Yahya has, as far as Yahya has. Yeah. So I think Trevante Rhodes is dope. I think he could fit the mold of Blade. Like, he's young, he was the part. He can, we can get stunt doubles, so we ain't worried about that. But I think that he has that more so in his bag than Mahershala does, and I love Mahershala. We love Mahershala here, right? But that's just my argument against him being Blade.
But so with Blade, I feel like Blade is the only character, I guess, in Phase 5 that's easily recognizable to the masses.
Let me ask you this: Fantastic Four coming up, they haven't announced who's playing anybody. Do you think they need big name actors, especially for this iteration of Fantastic Four? Seeing that I don't know. I'll let you finish. I'll just let you answer that question.
The reason I'm going to say yes, is because the last 2 versions of the Fantastic Four, people have just completely shitted on them. Like, you got the first joint, which actually had Chris Evans in it. Yeah.
But I'll say this: like, you had Jessica Alba, who was big at the time. Yeah. And then you had Chris Evans, who matured into something more. Like, you don't really, you go back and be like, oh, that's Cat. Like, that's Chris Evans. But you ain't saying that in 2003 or 4 or 5, whenever those movies came out.
Definitely not.
So, Jessica Alba's the one that pretty much sells the film. If you're talking about star power. So
it's
and
one,
then,
just one person.
Yeah, that's one person. And then you jump to the one-off that Fox did. I mean, well, no, it's still Fox, but the reboot that Fox did, the only person that's selling that film is Michael B. Jordan. That's it. So do you do one, or do you need that's damn, that's.
Are you asking how many of those big names
Do you
would need? I mean, I feel like Marvel has the understanding to still go ahead with one major casting.
Okay. But the whole family ain't gotta be.
No, okay. Definitely not. But because the Fantastic Four is recognizable.
Okay. And I guess that's my point, right? If it's a real, and I think that's where I was getting at. When it's a established brand, Fantastic Four, you don't have to go get them.
Right.
You don't have to.
Right.
Because, I mean, even think about this. I don't know if we were podding at the time, but remember when Ant-Man was announced?
I do.
Okay. First of all, I was like, Ant-Man. I was like,
I know.
First of all, get that fuck out of here. But I was like, Paul Rudd. And Paul Rudd is not a big Hollywood name.
True.
Maybe now.
Well, yeah, now. I'm talking about he wasn't then.
No, not then. So it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So they made it work. So I trust in the MCU that much. Like, you can go get somebody that was like, kind of like middle of the road, like Paul Rudd, who's been in films and probably starred in like one-off comedies and stuff like that. But to jump into superhero genre, and he's pretty much being himself. Like, he's not doing anything that's that much crazy.
And that's the thing. I feel like Paul Rudd was a great casting for Ant-Man because Scott Lang is such a comedic character.
Okay.
So I feel like that's why he was able to, jump right into that role.
But Ant-Man is still successful though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not contingent on necessarily. I mean, it's contingent on Paul Rudd being great as Scott Lang. Yes. But I'm talking about like from a standpoint of a casual fan.
Do you
like I'm going to this movie to see Paul Rudd play Ant-Man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm nobody say that out loud.
Nobody say
that. When you say that out loud, that sounds kind of nuts. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think Ant-Man had the success it did because it was sandwiched between Civil War and all these other great MCU movies? Like, do you think they had anything that played into it?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the first one. The first one, because it brought a different level. Like, the second one is that, but I mean, you got to think about this. You have what's my man that played Hank Pym?
Oh, damn.
Shit. Was it Michael something? OG. Michael Douglas. Okay. Michael Douglas, right? So you got him playing that. Mm-hmm. You got T.I. in the film. You got who else was in that film?
What's my man that was
that dude the stories? I can't think his name. But you see him in other films. But what's the selling point of Ant-Man? The fact that it's a new hero and it's sandwiched is interconnected in this universe. Yeah. I don't think we're going to see Ant-Man because of anybody that's in it. We just love MCU and it's sandwiched in these movies, and they knew that.
But do you think the MCU would be able to sustain that type of momentum let's just say going into phase 5? Because I'm looking at phase 4 now, and a lot of these are just sequels.
Well, okay. 4. Let's go here. Shang-Chi.
Okay.
We don't know nothing. Like, if you're not into martial art films, or if you don't watch, films with, maybe Asian leads, you don't know him, but you're going to see Shang-Chi.
Well, I like martial arts movies.
But no, I'm just saying for the I'm the casual fan. I'll be in the casual fan seat this time. Okay. I don't know him, but I'm going to see Shang-Chi off the strength of that's something new, is different in the MCU. Mm-hmm. I want to see that.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm. So, are you saying in order to get casual audiences out in phase 5, it has to be a new and exciting property, something different?
I think that's what it is. I don't think it has to be necessarily just the fact that we're getting Keanu Reeves playing Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that really matters. Yeah. Okay. Because if you knock the casting out, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get the name. I think it's just the execution of the character. Yeah. Execution matters. But I will say this. Certain roles, you do need to go get them. Certain roles. I think for Reed Richards, you need to go get whoever he is.
Hey man, they been fan casting my man Jim from The Office for the last 8 years. So
I say the reason. Okay, let's say him. I say the reason you go get him because he's so pivotal in stories moving forward.
Oh yeah,
100%. That's why you have to nail that.
Yeah.
Like, but if it's just like Blade, we don't know what they're gonna do with Blade, so it ain't gotta be Mahershala. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, because I think I'm following you now. So these main MCU characters, not just main characters with their own movies, like a Reed Richards, who has his hand in different things that happen throughout Marvel. Those are the individuals.
Those the ones you got to go get
because they're most likely to show up in other movies as well. Okay, I think I might rock with you on that one.
Just a little bit, man. Because and this is going off of what we know about the MCU.
Yeah.
Because if RDJ doesn't play Iron Man, how successful is?
It's Iron Man.
It's Iron Man, but I'm just saying in the sense of how successful is these interconnected movies. And I'm not talking about Tony Stark. Like, he has to be Tony Stark in.
Right.
Like, Nick Fury. Like,
and that's what I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Nick Fury is the perfect example. Samuel L. Jackson is the perfect example of that because we saw him, like, even just in cameo roles just in the beginning. Mm-hmm. In the beginning,
and that was enough. Like, he was like, oh, okay, what we doing?
Yeah.
And then I think Chris Evans had a mean streak of not necessarily the best movies in Hollywood before him being Captain America, because he was like in 9 out of 10. Like, he was in like spoof movies and all kind of stuff, and then so it worked right here. So with that being said, it's kind of like, okay, you knocked it out with Cap. He is Steve Rogers, right?
Yeah.
Even with Scarlett Johansson had a career, a bubbling career before she became Black Widow.
She did.
So I think it's just the right casting.
The right casting for a character that we'll see throughout, their tenure in the MCU, because they're going to pop up in other movies. They're going to use them for like trailers, for selling points, for going forward. Pop up probably in these Disney Plus TV shows at some point. Like,
And then the sidebar, right? Like, they famously recasted Terrence Howard as Rhodey, right?
Yeah.
I like Terrence Howard as Rhodey, but could he be what Don Cheadle is for the character moving like now?
I don't ever think I can imagine him in a armor suit. It's no way.
It's like, it was cool that they let him be, Captain Rose, right? Like, you could be the army dude, but you can't be Iron War Machine. You can't be War Machine, bro.
What's wrong?
And I like that too. And that's the thing that's crazy about it. I love because I like what Terrence Howard, how RDJ played off each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good back and forth.
Right.
I think they had better chemistry as actors than him and Don Cheadle do. You can tell, like, they're best friends, and I'm tired of this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Terrence Howard came with RDJ. But it's like with Don Cheadle, it's just kind of like, it seems more, like business.
Yeah.
And Don Cheadle's a phenomenal actor. I think he's eons better than Terrence Howard. Don't ever get it twisted.
Fact.
But Terrence Howard, man. Like, Terrence Howard, man.
Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I know that was a sidebar. But it's. I think that with just certain characters and we're moving forward, I think if it's more of an established property, you don't really have to swing for the fences. But if it's a new exciting property, like, you can, if you get a big name, cool. If you don't, it's not the end of the world.
Interesting.
Because if you're introducing something new, because I'll say this, let's go back to the Eternals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nobody's going to see it because of who's in it.
You don't think so?
I don't think nobody's going to see it because Angelina Jolie's in it. Like, you got an ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got Selma Hayek. You got Angelina Jolie. You got the man that played Jon Snow. You got Brian Paperboy. You got people in there.
Do you think so people not going to see it for an individual person? Cool. But do you think they're going to see it for the ensemble? Like, oh damn, I never would have imagined.
I can see that, but I don't think there's an Angelina Jolie fan saying, "Hey, I'm going to see this just for," like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the movie is not centered around. Obviously, it's centered around a group of people and it's an ensemble cast. Like, now say if Angelina Jolie was playing, like, you know, let's just say she was playing Captain Marvel or something like that. Now that's different.
Oh, that, yeah.
Now that's different. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about ensemble, nah. Because how many times we go get an Eternal breaking off and being somewhere by themselves? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know source material in that sense. But I'm just saying, like, they're gods, they're celestials. How far?
How much story are we gonna get individually from each of them? Because it's like 7 of them. So I don't know if y'all can hear it through the recording, but my streets are like a war zone. It's crazy out here.
It's the full baby.
But yeah, man, dope conversation.
Oh yeah, man.
Dope
We
conversation.
tried, man. We tried here at OS.
Yeah, man. But if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate y'all for getting this far. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We got more coming to y'all soon.
Yep, we'll get y'all next week.
Facts.
Peace.